Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond Conventional. Today we're going to wax a couple of jackets. Waxing a jacket offers a longer lasting solution than waterproofing sprays because it creates a physical impenetrable barrier. Sprays only coat the surface and they wear off quickly. Waxing can make a material more waterproof and more windproof. And even though it's not good on synthetic fabrics, anything cotton it does wonders on. The way I see it, you save money because you can make your own fabric wax, which I'll show you how to do at the end of the video. And you're not having to buy expensive sprays every single year. You only have to re-wax a jacket every 5 years or so, as long as you care for it and make a point to clean it by brushing it off once it gets dirty. You don't ever want to machine wash or dry clean a wax jacket. Hot water and detergents strip the wax off. Instead, brush off loose dirt, spot clean the outer shell with cold water and a sponge. And make sure that before you retreat with wax, or wax for the first time, the garment is nice and clean. You want to try to get your wax as evenly distributed as possible, but don't worry about it too much. I'll show you a little trick that'll help give an even distribution later on in the video. And make sure you work it well down into the seams. Those are the areas where water will want to seep in quite a bit. If you don't have a hairdryer in your shop, you can always use your wife's. You can ask permission, you can ask forgiveness. Up to you. To melt the wax in, you can use either a hairdryer or a heat gun. In my experience, using a hairdryer works just as well as a heat gun, so don't feel like you have to go out and buy one. As satisfying as it is watching the wax melt into whatever you're working on, this is also probably the most time-consuming part of the whole process. Pro tip for you guys, if you don't want to spend all that time using your wife's hair dryer or a heat gun melting the wax into a jacket, you can see right now how uneven all this is. You can see clumps of wax on it, but I can take it, and once I've closed it up, I can take it and stuff it into a sack. You can use an old sea bag if you have one laying around, some kind of duffel bag, zip it up in there. I don't need it in a bag that's so small that it can't tumble. And I'm just gonna tie it off. Chuck it in. Permanent press, 60 minutes. We wait 1 hour, we'll pull it out. So after an hour, we come back, take out our giant laundry bag, check on our jacket. And you can see that the wax melted in there as it was tumbling on high heat. And what I like about this is that it gives you a really nice even distribution. I had another jacket that I had done some wax on, but it was uneven, and that's the problem with the process, is sometimes it's impossible to get an even distribution of the wax. But when you toss it in to the dryer for a while, it gives a nice even distribution. So I'll show you what this looks like once it's kind of set overnight. This is an old Bundeswehr jacket I picked up on Military Street in Erbil in northern Iraq, and you can see there's a little bit of a color change. Afterwards, this one had a couple layers of wax on it, but I added several more to make it more waterproof. This is an old Dutch M58 field jacket, which I've had for a few years. It served me really well in the field. I really like the slanted pockets. They give you access to whatever you need, even if you're wearing a harness. And you can see there's a little color change as well. This is the Rothco M51 Parka replication, and I actually ordered this directly from them. And I really like this jacket. It's so long and it's so big that it fits over all my gear. I can wear it with a plate carrier while on watch or anything like that. And I just had an issue because it was not quite as waterproof as I wanted, but now that I'm finished, I know it'll repel water and wind much better, and the liner is really warm. And I'll include a link below, so if you guys want to add this to your kit, you can order it for yourself. And now that you've seen the before and after and you know what to expect, I'm going to show you guys how to make your own fabric wax right in your kitchen. Making your own fabric wax, easy. We're going to take half a pound of beeswax, a 1/4 pound of paraffin, And then we're going to take the equivalent of 1 cup of refined coconut oil. We're going to take our container and we're going to make a double boiler just using a pan or a pot. And we're going to melt it down together, stir until it hardens. Easiest thing in the world. Getting the wax down to size might be a pain if you don't know how to do it, so I'll show you guys here. You just want to start your cuts on each side. And then you'll go ahead and break it in half. You don't have to worry about buying some kind of silicone wax mold or anything like that. If you go to the grocery store, you can buy one of these aluminum baking containers and they work just fine. When you're adding water into your boiler here, you don't want your container to float, because if it tips over and spills, you're going to get wax all over the inside of your pan, and then your wife will be mad at you. So it doesn't take that much water. If you want to do this in your own amounts, you certainly can. Just remember it's going to be 4 parts beeswax, 2 parts paraffin wax, and 1 part coconut oil per volume. And you can use linseed oil, boiled linseed oil, if you want, but that smell is kind of strong. My wife doesn't love it, and I like to use refined coconut oil because that way I don't smell like a teenage girl on vacation at the beach. So now all we're going to do is wait for all of this to melt. The beeswax, the paraffin wax will melt. We're going to stir that together, and then we're slowly going to add our coconut oil, and then we'll stir that in together as it cools. All right, so you can see our paraffin and beeswax is melted together. So we're going to remove this. Be real careful doing it. You don't want to spill any of it into your pot. And now we're going to empty our coconut oil into this, and we're going to stir it real well. 1 cup. A little bit more. Now we want to make sure that this fully dissolves in here. So if it doesn't, we can put it back in the boiling water and make sure that it does mix in real well. And it'll start to become more opaque as that coconut oil mixes in there. So here's our canvas wax set up the next day, and it's totally hardened overnight, and it should be fairly simple getting it out. It should come out fairly well. Let's loosen up on the sides a little bit. Hopefully we don't have to peel this all the way and cut it. That way we can just reuse it. There we go. So we have our giant bar of wax, and it shouldn't be too hard for us to just cut it and make it into more manageable pieces. Kind of looks like a pound cake or something. Hey guys, thanks for watching. And if you learned something from this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to think beyond the conventional.